All right, can't pronounce that first match. We've got a proper mental week this week. There's Nicole with Cox. There's Member Berries. There's Mamba Pig. There's Leanne. There's Alien Queen Red. There's all sorts of crazy stuff. So let's have a look. So you want to play on your side this week. So I'm just going to use Leanne to counter my Leanne. If you're rocking the Medusa, which it should be, her Death Wish can transform Leanne to stop it from happening. Sorry, not her Death Wish, her ability. Right, so we've got rats here that we want to try and kill as many of. That was a really well-timed freeze from my opponent. However, we managed to take care of them and we just get the 2 cocks. This team haven't gone with Nicole this week. She is a 3-bar threat on her own if you build her up properly. However, we don't have the supporting pieces either. We've gone with the Member Berries deck. Strangely didn't go with Man-Bear Pig, although to be fair it probably wasn't the best option this week. Was a surprise though when I was playing on my alt account and someone whipped out a Man-Bear Pig against me. Like if you've not got Leanne to counter it, like you need to be ready for that because Man-Bear Pig is a big deal. If he gets anywhere near your new kid, it can take it out. It can wipe out your back line if your tank's too close. Which it shouldn't be anyway. You've got to be playing around the Leanne. So I'm going to have a go with the old Member Berries here. Problem with Member Berries this week is they've got a lot of like low cost targets, or they can accidentally summon a Leanne right in the middle of your push, which sucks. Right, so we've got incoming here with the Slave. Slave is trying to lock onto Medusa, so we're going to try and protect that. We've dropped the Alien Queen Red, and that's it. See, so there comes the Leanne straight out of the Member Berries, right next to my Medusa. Let's hope that she can get away from Medusa. We don't want Medusa transforming. So snakes look like they might take the first bar here, and here comes my opponent's Leanne. Let's hope that with Medusa being locked on, that she can prevent the Death Wish from the Leanne. Right, hopefully we can blow up these rats before the Death Wish. Yes, we do, and Medusa saves us from the Death Wish, so my Leanne's still up. Hit her with a cheeky little heal, and now she's pushing up and threatening a second bar. She's going to get that. We might get the 3 bars here. This is a decent push. So let's see what happens. We've got a Nelly coming down. She's probably going to kill off Leanne. Butters coming in is going to get a hit on the new kid before getting taken out. Opponent's new kid is now going to die. So we get the 3 bars. That was a bit of a chaotic game. It was hard to keep track of everything going on, but we got the victory. All right, game 2. We've got a name I can't read because of the colours from French Family. Yeah, those colours do not do any favours to those names. I do need new glasses though. Right, I think we'll start with the old assassin poke here, because what we want to do is provoke a response from my opponent and bring the fight to our side. Opponent dropping the Grand Wizard Cartman, that's great. We've got the fart we can cycle away as well, so we'll get some damage onto the level 5 Cartman. We're just going to use the fart and we're going to try and bring Cartman to our side. I need to be careful, so I can't let Cartman's arse get too far over the midline. Otherwise, he can hit the new kid with his ability, and it takes a good old chunk of damage. Takes like nearly half a bar, somewhere around there. Right, we've got the Witch Garrison coming in on the top lane. Witch Garrison's actually a ball ache to deal with this week. His ability is really, really good. I think he's underrated in general, Witch Garrison. So you can see it slowed all my stuff down there now, but we've got our own coming in. Right, so we've got the Cockhouse, so we're going to drop Medusa. She's going to start transforming cocks into snakes. Unfortunately, our Cartman is going to die very, very soon, so we're going to have to do something. We've got an incoming Nicole. Nicole is a 3-bar push. We have got the red if we need it to start taking everybody down. I think particularly with having that Angel Wendy up, I need to be careful. Nicole is closing in on my new kid. I need to do something to stop her, but unfortunately she's going to connect. There's not a great deal I can do in this situation. So we lose 1 bar, but we get the red down, and now watch how quickly Nicole starts taking down red. Look how hard she hits. This is why she's a 3-bar threat. So she's taken down 2 units already. I'm just going to drop the Butters to keep getting damage on her, and that this should take care of her. Medusa should finish her off. Right, so now we've got a Leanne to deal with. I don't think Medusa's going to live long enough to transform Leanne, so we're going to have to deal with that Death Wish. And we don't have rats in this deck, unfortunately. Rats, really good counter for Leanne, but we've not got that. So I'm just going to reevaluate here and use my own Leanne to stop this Leanne, because Leanne hits really hard. She will take a bar if she gets to the new kid. So it's a shame to have to use my Leanne in that way. Time is getting close now, so I'm going to drop Cartman at the midline. What I want to do is use his blast to take the first bar, which has only got 13 health on it. If we can take the first bar, then we can pull this fight back in overtime. But unless we can manage to do that, we are going to lose. So I've just dropped Witch to deal with Garrison. Sorry, we Slave on the top, and I had to use the Fart to get the Assassin away. And we're at 9 seconds. I'm not going to get there with my Cartman. Unfortunately, he's been knocked back by the opponent's Cartman, and that really sucks. For the sake of 13 damage, we lose the game. Didn't get into overtime. If we did, I had a good push going on, but never mind. We won't tilt, we'll move on. We're fighting Super Kick from Rush Alco. So let's see what we can do to start. So we do want to start with the Assassin Poke, even though Cartman's super slow. We don't want to start with Cartman behind the new kid. Right, so my opponent has dropped a Kata behind the new kid. Right, so this is going to comfortably bring the fight to our side of the battlefield. So the start is good, at least. I've got the Angel Wendy to back up the Cartman, so she can help to keep him alive. So I've got Nelly incoming now. Nelly has got that AoE, so I want to push her back a little bit because she doesn't need to lock onto the new kid to do new kid damage. We've got Cock Magic House down, and then we've got the Nicole in the top corner. So I'm just going to drop the red, and hopefully she will do enough damage to counteract the Cockhouse healing her. There's an Angel Wendy coming in, which isn't great, so I'm going to also drop the Deucer at the top to try and deal with her. Unfortunately, we've got the rats coming in now as well, so I'm just going to use the Fart to get rid of those, and it looks like Nicole gets taken care of and Deucer survives. So we've got a really good push coming to my opponent's side now. The fact that we didn't let Nicole get out of hand and the fact that we didn't let her kill our Deucer was really good. Opponent's dropping Leanne. However, hopefully the Deucer can take her out so that we don't lose this push. If that happens, then this is going to be 3 bars, I think. And that is exactly what does happen. So we've got Snakes coming in, doing some damage. Easily going to get the second bar there from Deucer. And now my opponent's got nothing to deal with this. I think my opponent probably knows that they're cooked at this point. So we've got 2 separate pushes coming in. We'll just drop some healing on. And the preemptive good game. Opponent not even trying to do anything. They know. All right. That's good sportsmanship. All right. Well played. Right. Let's look at the next game. All right. We've got Swiggy from SP Team Poland. Alright, let's see if we get anything good to start with. We can start with an Assassin Poke if we don't need to be spawned. We've got the Cartman who can go behind the new kid. We've got the Super Fart, which we can just cycle away. Opponent has dropped his Cartman already, so that should bring the fight over to our side. I don't want to drop mine just yet, so I'm just going to drop Butters up in the corner. And I'm going to add the Ike on there, because when Ike catches the Death Wish from Butters, he goes crazy. So look at that, look how quickly he does that. Right, I want to be careful here. I don't want everything to get too close. The Cartman is going to get his arse over the line. However, I'm going to build a solid defense back here. So I've got my range units. I completely forgot that Archangel Bradley was even an option this week. Archangel Bradley is a pain, but then again, so is Witch Garrison, which is his counterpart, I believe. Both have got that slowing ability, so I'm going to drop mine. So we're going to have some Witch on Witch violence up at the top. We've both got the heals going on. Deucer on the other side. Deucer is nasty, and we get hit with the freeze. But as you can see, I've slowed my opponents down so they don't manage to kill Cartman before he gets his hit off, and then we do manage to get the heal in. So that was quite nice. It looks like Cartman is going to die though, so I'm going to drop red and I'm just going to melt that back line of my opponents, because it's your backline archers is how you build the push this week. Alright, so we've got incoming here. I've managed to drop my slave. It looks like Butters has got to my new kid, so I'm going to fart him away. We'll just manage to save the first bar, so we're still in a 1 bar to nothing situation. We've got slave closing in. Deucer is dead, and my opponent dropping his own slave in front of the new kid, so we need to do some stuff to break that healing. So I'm gonna get my assassin duo down. Rats coming in. Rats is pretty good against Slave, although they can't always break the heal. They do need some support with that. Unfortunately for my opponent, their Rats getting taken care of. The little Cockswarm getting taken care of. And Cockhouse there, not really going to do anything. And my opponent is pissed. Well, you played those cards. Dropping Nicole too little too late. She's not going to build up in time. She's got too much on her. Like, the level of DPS is not going to allow her to survive. So she's not going to do what my opponent was hoping. This is a foregone conclusion. I've dropped Leanne and Butters on the bottom lane just for some extra pressure. Not needed, though. We've locked onto the new kid, and there we go. GG. What a chaotic week. I hope you enjoy your Team War. See you soon.